The story begins with a massive storm rising from the sea. However, instead of rain, plastic waste and garbage start falling from the sky. The entire city is shocked by this unnatural event. During the storm, Barbara is driving with her young daughter when she notices the strange rainfall. Frightened, she immediately calls her ex-husband Barkley. As soon as Barkley answers, he urgently tells them to return home. Unfortunately, Barbara's car gets stuck in traffic on the way. To stay safe, Barbara asks her daughter to run into a nearby building. Suddenly, Barkley sees a heavy ship anchor falling from the sky toward his daughter. Without hesitation, he runs forward and saves her just in time. Soon after, Barbara arrives and the family is reunited amid the chaos. The authorities are completely helpless. They have no explanation and no way to stop the disaster. People stand frozen, staring at a sky filled with plastic and debris. Among the trash falling from the sea is something unbelievable: the Titanic itself finally reaching New York after 114 years. The cause of these strange events is traced back to a group of fishermen. While fishing, they accidentally catch a mysterious sea creature in their net along with the fish. When the creature emerges, the fishermen panic, shoot it, and attempt to sell its body online. At the same time, Sergeant Barkley receives news about an oil leak in the ocean. He is assigned to work as a cleaner with the British Army. Before starting the mission, he travels through London to make sure his daughter Kirby safely returns to her mother. After saying goodbye to his daughter and ex-wife, Barkley boards a military plane with Henna and heads toward a secret location. At this hidden facility, the dead body of the sea creature is stored. Scientists discover that the creature was found nearly 3 miles away from the shore. Colonel Pierce explains that creatures like this have been mentioned in ancient legends and old stories. Colonel intervenes in time, shuts down the illegal sale, and purchases the body so the army can secretly study it. The case is covered up to avoid public panic. As research continues, it becomes clear that disturbing the ocean may have awakened forces humanity does not fully understand. The scientists later identified the creature's species as Homo aqua. During the examination, they discovered a strange pearl embedded beneath its neck. It was identical to the pearl found in an earlier specimen, confirming a connection between the two discoveries. To establish contact with the underwater beings, the army set up camps in the mountains and began sending signals using a special communication machine. Their goal was to attract the creatures and study their response. One night, after most of the camp had fallen asleep, Morgan and Sarah were assigned to guard the body of the Homo aqua. Around 2:30 a.m., both soldiers sensed that something was wrong. Suddenly, water began rising from the ground itself. As Sarah stepped forward, the ground softened beneath her and she started sinking. Morgan rushed to help and reached out his hand, but a powerful force dragged Sarah downward. Moments later, Morgan was pulled under as well. Before disappearing, he managed to call for help, but the other soldiers arrived too late. The body of the Homo aqua was gone. The alarm sounded and waking the entire camp. When the general reached the tent, Morgan and Sarah were nowhere to be found. Attempts to contact them over the radio failed. The signal was coming from underground. The ground had hardened again as if nothing had happened. As Pierce inspected the area, he discovered Morgan's severed hand on the surface. That was when Barkley realized the true danger of the mission. Shocked and disturbed, he asked what kind of creature they were dealing with. Hannah responded calmly, explaining that this was the result of their attempt to communicate with unknown beings. However, she made one thing clear: the Homo aqua were not aliens. They were something far more unsettling, an intelligent species that had always lived beneath the sea. The Homo aqua had lived on Earth long before humans existed. For thousands of years they survived beneath the oceans, hidden from the surface world. But now they had awakened and they wanted to reclaim the planet they believed was once theirs. That same night, the army detected a Homo aqua approaching the shore. Instead of ordering an attack, the general told his soldiers to lower their weapons. He wanted to talk, not fight. Using a translation device, Pierce communicated with the creature and invited it to a formal meeting. The Homo aqua leader was furious. He accused humans of killing one of his people when fishermen shot the creature caught in their net. Pierce replied that he had also lost 2 soldiers. After a tense exchange, both sides agreed to stop the violence and signed a temporary peace agreement. Even after the agreement, the Homo aqua made one thing clear: they were tired of hiding. At that very moment, people across the world witnessed an incredible sight: Homo aqua emerging from oceans, rivers, and coastlines for the first time in human history. Creature declared that they had lived on Earth before humans and that this planet belonged to them as well. The first official meeting between the two species was held in London. A special bridge called the Waterway was built to connect land and sea for the event. Once everyone was in position, Kate instructed the engineers to activate the structure. Alongside the Homo aqua arrived 3 other mysterious beings: a massive sea creature, a mermaid, and a woman who looked almost human. One of them, named Salt, quickly learned human language and began understanding the ambassador's words. At the start of the meeting, Salt explained why she had come willingly. Her children were supposed to be born soon, but an oil spill caused by a human ship had poisoned their nesting grounds. To calm the situation, Jonathan admitted humanity's mistake and promised that they wanted to make things right. Salt ignored Jonathan completely. She made it clear that she would only speak to Barkley, because he was the only human who had shown respect for the dead Homo Aqua. This raised an important question: why did the Homo Aqua want Barkley as their ambassador? To find answers, Kate interrogated Barkley and carefully investigated every detail of his past. The government also tried to appoint Jonathan as the official ambassador between the two species, but the attempt failed. Salt refused to speak to anyone except Barkley. As a result, the president of Barkley's unit told him, "We're going to prepare you for this responsibility." When Burke arrived at the hotel where he would stay for several days, he noticed heavy security everywhere. Inside his room, he found his daughter and his ex-wife already waiting for him. Barbara was shocked when she learned that Barkley had been chosen to negotiate with the Homo Aqua. Meanwhile, Kate worried about what would happen if the meeting turned violent. Despite the tension, Barkley went to the meeting at the scheduled time. After the opening discussion, Salt asked the committee for a glass of water taken directly from the River Thames. The agents immediately left to collect it. When the glass was brought back, Barkley reached out to hand it to Salt. Instead, Salt stopped him and said, "This water is for you." Barkley was shaken. He didn't know how to respond. Rather than drinking the water, he began reading a prepared speech displayed on the screen. Salt interrupted him and said she didn't want a memorized speech. Forced to speak honestly, Barkley went off script. He admitted that the pollution of water and soil was the result of human carelessness and arrogance, and that humanity needed to take responsibility for its mistakes. Barkley openly admitted his people's mistakes. He said that humans had damaged the earth through pollution and greed, but now they wanted to fix what they had destroyed. Hearing his honesty, Salt looked at him and said, "I like you." That night in the hotel, Barkley watched over his daughter and knew he wouldn't be able to sleep. The truth was, he was worried about her health. When Barkley noticed that she wasn't feeling well, he gently told her, "I'll send you back home tomorrow so you don't have to stay trapped in this hotel." But Carby shook her head and said she wanted to stay with her father. She didn't want to leave him. The next morning, during their third meeting, Barkley explained that world leaders had spoken with climate scientists and private companies. Together they were working on a plan to clean the oceans. Based on studies and data, they believed pollution could be reduced by 50% by the year 2065. But Salt immediately rejected the proposal. She said it would take 40 years just to fix half the damage, while her people were dying every single day because of human carelessness. She explained that the pollution had already damaged their senses. Many of her people could no longer see or hear properly. Barkley knew she was right. With no excuses left, he apologized. Then he suggested that if humans and Homo Aqua worked together, the mission could be completed much faster. Salt agreed, saying that real change would happen quickly if both species helped each other. Suddenly, a powerful storm erupted. Across the world, people watched as the oceans began to change at the same time. All the garbage humans had dumped into the sea was forced back onto the land. Plastic and toxic waste rained down from the sky. And just like that, the story returned to where it had begun. Even after the heavy losses suffered by countries around the world, Barkley continued negotiations with the people of the sea. Humanity understood one hard truth: they could not win a war against the Homo Aqua. The only hope was peace. Fortunately, Salt was still willing to talk. However, she made it clear that peace would only be possible if humans accepted 3 conditions. The first condition was absolute. There must be no pollution in the ocean and human ships must stop traveling through the seas. The second condition was even more shocking. Salt demanded a clear and permanent border between land and sea. Humans were meant to live on land, she said, and they should no longer enter the ocean or even the airspace above it. This demand angered the committee. Such a border would cut off entire continents from one another and change the world forever. As the tension in the room rose, Salt sensed the growing hostility. To regain control, she changed her form and briefly appeared as a man. The room fell silent. Once everyone calmed down and returned to their seats, Salt transformed back into her true form. She then revealed the third and final condition for peace. Handing over a set of ocean coordinates, she announced that the next meeting would take place there. This meeting would not happen on land or even on the surface of the sea.